The biggest headline of this game is that Boogie Flan and DJ Wagner combined for 36 points. Typically, when you look at a John Calipari team, they do start slow, so that explains why Arkansas was down in the first half. But throughout the game, they always pick it up. But especially with the guards, you talk about development throughout the season and then development of the players throughout the season. There's nobody at making players better. So Arkansas is like really hitting that hump that they always hit with John Calipari. Heads up, Arkansas fans, just so you know, your team's not going to be fully finished until after December. You guys are going to have a loss during Christmas break that's going to break your heart. That's just how it goes with John Calipari and his young teams. But tonight, DJ Wagner was awesome. Boogie Flan was awesome. You got some big play out of the big guys down low. Trevin Brazil showed a lot of resilience at the end of the game. He went and he missed two free throws in a row, and then he came back the next play and he blocked the game-winning shot, which would have been the game-winning shot. And then he got fouled again, came and he went 1 for 2 from the free throw line, but that free throw was enough to give them the 2-point lead. So huge game for Trevin Brazil, huge game for DJ Wagner, huge game for Boogie Fland. Michigan's going to be an extremely dangerous team in March. They have two 7-footers who are both skilled in terms of dribbling and passing the basketball. They run two 7-footers out of a pick and roll set. That's insane. In March, it's going to be impossible to game plan for them, especially on a short notice, in 1 or 2 days. And it's also just hard to match up with them. Even if you got a chance to game plan for them, it's two 7-footers, and this guy's literally going between the legs, behind the back, posting you up, and then passing to the other 7-footer. So it's really tough to stop. Michigan fans, I wouldn't take this as a bad loss. I would be extremely happy about this. Um, Tonight just wasn't your night, and it gets like that. It gets spooky. Those two 7-footers for Michigan should both be NBA draft prospects. Like, especially the tall, more pale guy who had the ball handling skills, he should definitely be playing on the NBA level. I don't know if he's a true freshman. I'm not super familiar with him, but his game was incredibly impressive, and he's going to have a huge future. John Calipari is not a university's head basketball coach. He's a skills trainer mixed with a recruiter. At the end of the day, that's all that you're going to get from Coach Cal. He doesn't draw up good sets. If you noticed, his sets at the end of the game don't work. They're very repetitive, but also he will come out onto the court and he'll look at the whole team and go fist, 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 while the defense is also sitting there watching him call out the play. It's insane, but he's been doing it forever. Coach Cal's sets do not work. He is a recruiter and he is a skills trainer. There's nobody in the world better to develop young people, young basketball players, than John Calipari. There's nobody better to recruit great young basketball players than John Calipari. He cannot draw up a set for his life. What you did notice with the Arkansas team is that during down the stretch, and this is very historical and typical for John Calipari basketball teams, but down the stretch, Arkansas was up 12, I believe, and Michigan went on a 10-0 run, and there was no timeout. It was just Michigan going down the court, getting buckets, getting stops, and then Arkansas was going faster and faster and faster and playing ahead of themselves. And what I'm sure John Calipari is going to say in the press conference is, well, we have older guys, veteran guys. I thought they'd be able to handle that, but I probably should have called a timeout. But this is going to be a good lesson about, and then he's going to go on a tangent. And I guarantee you that's exactly how it goes. John Calipari should have called a timeout for the team. He should have stopped that run. But all year, Arkansas fans, that's what you're going to see. You guys will get out to big leads. At the end of the games, he's going to give up those leads. So if you are betting on Arkansas basketball, you're probably going to want to take the other team plus points, especially if it's on a live line and Arkansas is up big in the second half. John Calipari is going to take the gas off the team, slow the pace down. He's going to call up sets in front of everybody in the world, and the defense is going to know what's coming, and they're going to make a comeback. It's very typical. Arkansas Michigan 89-87 was literally the best game of the year so far. What you saw was a bunch of NBA guys on the court on both teams. Michigan's not only ranked highly, but they have two 7-footers who are both NBA draft prospects, especially with their talent, ability to handle the ball and shoot it as well. They were super impressive. But then you look on the other side of the court, and John Calipari once again has stacked up with a roster that's essentially a lot of NBA prospects. The biggest one for sure is Boogie Fland, excuse me. Boogie Fland's going to be a one and done for Arkansas. He's certainly going to the NBA. I think that DJ Wagner is now at least ready to make the jump to the NBA level. I think that he might be a second round draft pick. There's a lot of stuff with his game. For some reason, DJ Wagner likes to finish with his left hand when he's right-handed, and he's also not a knockdown shooter. So he's probably gonna have to spend some time in the G League just to develop his game a little more, but he's an NBA guy. Adu Thiero is looking ready for the NBA, right? So Arkansas is restocked.